With 10 days to go until the official start of winter, storms are sweeping the country, and we're in the grip of a record cold. In the mountains of Nevada, temperatures have dipped to 20 below zero, but on Sunday, one young family decided to make the best of the inclement weather and headed off to go play in the snow until they ended up stranded and fighting for their lives. Here's ABC's David Wright with the dramatic details.
For 2 days in this frozen landscape, search and rescue teams hunted in vain, searching this snowy Nevada mountain range for a missing family. 34-year-old James Glanton, his girlfriend, 25-year-old Christina McEntee, their 2 kids, and their niece and nephew, all of them young kids, ages 3 to 10. Tonight, against all odds, that family is safe. An amazing story of survival.
Everybody's already shed tears and they've cried for happiness, and then, of course it's going to be a happy communion, We're glad that they've all been found, and everybody's prayers have been answered.
It all started Sunday when witnesses saw them drive off into the Seven Troughs Mountains in a silver Jeep Wrangler.
The man driving it and the woman in front.
They said they were off to play in the snow. That was Sunday at noontime. When they failed to return home, family members reported them missing, and the search got underway.
We don't know exactly where they were headed. We have a general idea, and those areas are being searched.
The Seven Troughs is a huge wilderness area, 140 square miles. Authorities were able to trace their last known cell signal, strong enough to register on the tower, but too weak to place a call.
The last ping that we got on their phone yesterday afternoon was in this area here.
But that still left a huge area to cover.
Best choice right now is to hit this as heavy as we can with aircraft. And then our ground teams here are basically waiting here. We launch them out as soon as they see anything.
200 volunteers on the ground, plus aircraft up top, armed with infrared sensors, sensitive enough to read human body heat. They found nothing.
Went out there last night, went back out there again today.
It's getting more and more urgent as we go. We're running out of time, and time is not on our side.
But the searchers refuse to give up hope.
We just got to find them. We've known them forever, and those little tiny kids, they can't be out there. None of them can be out there in the cold like this.
They were working against the clock and against the elements. But then on Tuesday, one of the searchers on the ground spotted an overturned car through his binoculars.
We just followed some tracks going up a road, and we found their footprints, so we kept going up the draw, and we started glassing with our binoculars, and we saw the Jeep down there.
Chris Montez says he's known this family for 20 years.
First thing I did was give Jay a big old hug.
To survive the 20 below zero temperatures at night, they burnt one of the car's tires. Experts said the family did everything right to survive the frigid temperatures.
Well, the most critical thing they did right in the situation was staying with the car. That is your biggest survival resource, and they used the tires to get a fire going, to keep warm. It's also a huge morale boost. In the military, we used to call it survival television. That you kind of just having that fire, that warmth, it's a positive step mentally. One of the biggest factors in surviving is just the will to survive.
These harrowing incidents happen more often than you'd think, and people do come out alive thanks to some smart survival instincts. In Maine, 17-year-old Nicholas Joy went missing for 2 days while skiing with his father. He built a cave in the snow, cloaking himself in twigs and blankets until a firefighter found him.
He was cold, but for being in the woods for 2 days, he was in great shape.
I've been praying that he could pull himself down someplace, somebody get him. Oh, thank God he's alive.
And he was no Eagle Scout. He learned his survival skills watching reality TV, Man vs. Wild.
We believe this is our Christmas miracle this year.
This time 2 years ago, the Higgins family was driving their Yukon through Arctic conditions in New Mexico.
The back wheel started just spinning in the ice. And when I tried to get out of the ice, the back end of the car slid off the road, and we just weren't going anywhere.
They were buried for 2 days under 4 feet of snow. Just as the oxygen was running out, rescuers appeared. They broke the car windows, buying extra time, retrieving the family. Another amazing story just this fall, a 13-year-old girl saved by her father. He shielded her from a rock slide by jumping on top of her, sacrificing his life to save hers. Among these tales of survival, there are some gems. The Alaskan man who subsisted for 3 days on frozen Coors Light. The 72-year-old hunter lost for 18 days in the Mendocino National Forest. He got his protein eating squirrels, lizards, and frogs. As for today's lucky survivors, they could hear the search team's whistles, could see the helicopters flying overhead. They knew help was on the way. Tonight, having been rushed to the hospital, the doctors have given them a clean bill of health.
All the patients are stable, and a preliminary exam seems like they're all doing really well, and like I said, not even evidence of frostbite. So, again, Father did a very good job of keeping everybody safe.
They have a mild case of exposure and an incredible story to tell. I'm David Wright for Nightline in Reno.